Hi, Candy. This is Nina. I know that a lot of people have an extremely hard time understanding or believing that I have this knowledge or that I'm important. So why would I know these things? And why would these things be happening to me? Because I'm not special and I'm not interesting. I'm not an egomaniac. I'm not egomaniacal. Um, this really is about what happened was I got involved with the wrong people. I'm a TI, and it happened to be international group. It happened to be Sweden, and the people were Swedish military vets, physicists, etc., so on and so forth. And you already know I have Morgellons. I've already told you that. I've been diagnosed at least on one level. I do have paperwork and documents for Dr. Staninger. I can do that, and eventually at some point, with all this nonsense that's going on, I can find out who the patent holder is, because my perps were always government perps, and it happened when my baby sister passed away, and she was a TI, and we didn't know what TIs. I didn't know what TIs were. I knew things were wrong. I believed her, but I didn't understand it. I couldn't wrap my mind around it because I had no idea how evil it is, how sick, and it's a dying animal. But they don't care. That's what they write into the AI program. The AI is an inanimate object they're calling a sentient being. And when they talk about the black goo, they're talking about our plasma. They are collecting our souls and our bio. And that's what they're collecting and mixing with the artificial intelligence. It's kind of very much like what they do with their satanic rituals. And they put a pool of blood of all the people, the victims. That's what we are. Okay. But I'm not here about that. I'm not here to give you that message. Right now, I put some perfume on that was supposedly, designer. But they've been doing this to me for a very long time. It's all started and escalated in July of 2014. Okay. My husband passed away in August of 2012. He was in jail. My baby sister passed away in January of 2009. My husband, he was living with his mother because he had a lot of problems. I'll just say it straight out. He was a meth addict. And his family are Mexican mafia, so it was very, very complicated. And so that should help you to understand why I was staying away and keeping away. That's just part of it. And I used to say he was like 2.5 men, and his mother is evil. Pure evil. But anyway, to make a very long story short, he was arrested in January. My sister committed suicide in January. She was a TI. And because she was involved with other countries, it gets international. When it becomes international, it gets more complicated. Okay. She suffered. She should have had what do you want to call it? A charmed life, but she didn't. Anyway, but I'm getting back to this. They're putting chemicals in the foods. I know that sounds, chemicals, they're always putting chemicals. No, they're putting chemicals to affect our breathing. Okay, like the perfume. I put the perfume on, I start getting dizzy, I start breathing it in. It gets into the bloodstream, and I start moving very, very slow. And this was designer. Okay, as a Morgellons person, I have to be careful of things that aren't made very well. Is it organic, this and that? But they increase the contamination on purpose. They made one of my other friends die who had lung problems and a heart problem. They already had the technology to look at us, they scan us, they can see inside remotely and know what's wrong and what's right with us. And my perps, because I have psychotronics, I hear them and see them, and they'll shake their head saying this person or even me, not good. Kind of like, you're not salvageable. Well, they made my friend because they work on the real world, because there's spycraft, and they've got such a control grid. If I hadn't gone through it, I would never have known it. But it is a militarized, total control grid. back doors to anything manufacturing, food, anything you can think of. I've already put in tons of complaints with the Southern California South Coast Air Quality Control, then my Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, and then also the FDA. I don't have 500 a pop to go proving things. I wanted to get a business up and going. I tried to do the Uber thing. Everything financially is crashing. They manipulate everything through the apps, and they messed me up, and I am deeper in debt. And thank God I have a pension. And then I have no idea. I'd probably have to leave to someplace that's very cheap. I'd have to leave California to something. I'm paying $335 a month rent right now, but I'm only lucky because of my best friend. But my best friend, what they did was, because he was a smoker, and they put things in the food, and yes, he was drinking alcohol, but some kind of bacteria, and he kept breathing like this, very and he goes, "I'll get through it, Nina." And one day, because he was losing control of his bowel movements and his bladder, and he kept making messes in his bed, and it was getting bad. And I said, "I have to take you in the shower." And he was like, "Not now, Nina." And it was very, very bad. It was really gross. And I'm walking, and he goes, "Nina, I don't feel right." And I have him in the shower, and my place is a small place. I've inherited this place. It's a one room without a kitchen. It's a bedroom. They chopped off and converted it and call it a studio. There's no kitchen. Okay, if I do this is my laser, because I have the off planet. I could even prove that, but I'd need $15,000 to do it. And I need it for legal, so I just can't have somebody pay for it and take the rights, and then I can't use it for legal purposes, for courts, war crimes, and crimes against humanity, etc., so on and so forth. The weaponization, just about anything and everything you can think of that's even imaginable. But anyway, he had a heart attack, and I knew that they were killing him through some kind of bacteria, through the cigarettes and stuff. But I'm not highly educated and trained in science. None of that. I don't have the equipment, the technology. I knew that I could get FDIRs, but they're about $62,000 a piece. If I rented something, it was about $500 a day. So it was kind of those things. But I'm finding we're going back. I'm coming full circle again. And we're back. And the food, I got food from both at my local Armenian 99-cent store and also at a upper end grocery store, which is Vons. And I found things to be contaminated. That cough is from the chemicals. They go into my lungs here, and then it gets stuck. I don't know if it's a mixture of the Morgellons, but I know that they're doing it on purpose, because all of this was revenge because of Frederick Ernst Lubing, who's the physicist, and his daddy was literally an SS officer, a Nazi SS officer. And anyway, so that stuff apparently runs deep. But he had a heart attack, and I witnessed it, and I was trying to resuscitate and move him, and it was a very small, skinny shower, and all this, and I thought he's gonna be saved, because he refused to go to the doctors. He hadn't seen doctors since he was 7 years old. He's autistic. His dad was in World War II. He's the first, earliest generations of that autism they were putting in the vaccines. That crap. He never understood what was wrong with him, why he was so different. I just said it to him one day, and then I go, "Here's, read this and see if this matches up with your personality." And he's like, and I'm like, "Yep." Anyway, it was no fun, and it's complicated, but I'm finding we're right back there again. The food I bought at Vons, like I bought sausage, it smelled literally like shit. And then I have my friend that I'm kind of helping stay off the street. She smelled it, and she goes, "Oh, thank God, at least I have a witness," because they've been saying over and over and over, I'm fucking crazy. I'm nuts. Okay, and also I did write to the head CEOs, honchos, other grocery stores, but they're all gatekeepers. All. And the government does install their little people. Anyway, food there. So I found that also the juices, even if it is organic, it does not matter. And they're causing problems, not just the chemicals or whatever, but especially if it's anything to do with sweets, including perfumes, it will start to make you sick. Right now, I am questioning why I haven't found a bathroom where I'm at to wash this off my arms. I put it on stupidly thinking I could be normal. And it's made me sick. And I ate something with candy, and I'm like, I'm paying for it. And it wasn't much. Didn't need much. You know, before it was you worry about what you put on you because of the Morgellons. Now it's an entirely other thing. And it's all about because this guy got pissed off because he contracted Morgellons from me, even though Sweden makes their own. He is BDSM, you know, witchcraft and all that crap. And meaning the Nazis were always into the occults. He had an uncle that was gay and conservative European. It was illegal back in the day to be gay. Anyway. That's what I'm talking about, is what he learned, and then he projects out to me, the world, my family, and is hurting me and my family. And if I had known, because he was a scientist and all these other people that he were connected with were medical and science. And that was the early stages of the Morgellons. I was trying to figure it out. I knew it was, you know, mechanical. It was not your normal, just simple biological. And that's how you're going to deal with it, try and get rid of it. He had people that were connected to the mitochondria, with Russia. So that's what the draw was. But he was looking to get into a fight and a war and basically take over the world and the country. He has no interest, and also his friends he's got connection to monarchy and other MDs, doctors, Dr. Arfors. And then he has his significant other who's a female surgeon, and then another person called Ryberg. These people are Swedish military and also martial arts, high level, degreed psychologists, all this stuff, but extremely highly manipulative and a very classist type of system. I'm looking at my picture, my face looks a little swollen, but also with all of this, and I'm finding it's to cause people to have breathing problems, suffocation, and die, and they're going to claim it's the corona. Okay? They're also covering up the fucking Morgellons. That's what I'm telling you about. So I'm getting short. It wasn't because I was somehow important, great, blah, blah, blah. I was just the idiot. Okay? I got involved with the wrong people. Didn't know half this crap even existed. Zero. I'm just a stupid, dumb American. You know, just like the dumb gringo. Even though I do have Hispanic in me. My father's last name is Gonzalez. But I'm letting you know that. So we have to be hyper vigilant, hyper aware. This is going to affect the elderly. That's what I'm worried about. Even myself, even Marley, who's 29, who has, asthma and bronchial problems. She was like on the border of pneumonia. People get pneumonia. This other chick, it's 40, she got pneumonia. False flags are real. But they're about covering up other stuff. Just like they may be saving people underground, but that's only because they're covering up what they've done. The Epsteins and all that, that's to cover up their role, their part, the government, the deep state, the agencies, the shadow government. Could pull the string, run the show. Got a little bit of cloth-like string. So I just want to let you know that. And it just this perfume has totally drained me. You wouldn't believe it. I've got to go find a bathroom and wash this off with soap. And they've contaminated the soaps. Everything. My hands get super dry. Everything. And it's one way or another, they have access. If it hadn't been around it, whatever you want to call it, happening to me, I would never believe it. Never. It's pissed me off. And I do have a weak spot. Sugars, sweets, chocolate. And the food. Not only that, they said to me they were going to put baby stuff or baby part something into the food. And they are literal. My perps. When they talk to me through the psychotronics, they are literal. And they have. And they did it into one of the detergents, the dish soap. And I kept going. Because even lately, everything is smelling. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I realized it. And Marley's washing. And I'm like, Marley, you've got to stop. I said, I'm keeping it only because I want it as evidence so I can have it tested. And I said, here, use the, clothing detergent and the borax. Use that. And then I try to get things that are not as contaminated, not as adulterated. Like, I forgot that, like Bonner's soaps, things like that are semi-organic, natural. And she was eating yogurt and I smelled it again. And I'm just like, she goes, I can't smell anything. I'm just like, kind of going, my eyes are rolling up and I'm kind of getting sick. And I'm like, you're eating that crap. And I smelled it again. And when she's done, I took it, I rinsed it and threw it away. I know what they're doing. Very much know what they're doing. And I think they were doing that also with the organic juices. So, I don't know. So, and I know it's not happening to just me. Like, for instance, I got this perfume in areas I would never go. It's just, I happened to at Nordstrom when I was driving around at Uber, found it. My mom gave me a gift card. She gave me a great jacket, except it was a size 1. I need a size 2, and they had nothing in size 2. I regret it because it's like a very good winter jacket, like a Vortex. I'm like, I should have kept it even though it was small. But I got a pair of shoes, like $22, tiny little bottle, designer perfume for $4.99. And nope, do not wear it. They've made my mom's kidney collapse. Right now, they use the directed energy to make sure you don't heal. So if you have any illness, injury, they're causing those problems. Also, they're messing with my gallbladder. They'll use the directed energy weapons on it. And I've been reading about it. They want me to have surgery, and I'm scared to death of having surgery. I don't want that. But they're saying there can be all sorts of problems. I've used this cleanse, and then it's just very, very strong cleanse. It's just very subtle, and all you need is like one drop with one big old glass. And you need to, especially, I'm 57, take your time with it. Take your time. You've got 57 years of trying to clean up whatever the fucking hell you got in you from all the cholesterol and whatever else. I'm overweight, etc., so on and so forth, that causes these gallstones. The calcification, the stuff. I mean, it literally felt like it was ripping something inside me. It was not. It was causing even more problems breathing. I was laboring. So I'm going to be talking to you and other people. And like I said, I've already got other people that are already JD attorneys, and they are also war crime judges on a couple of cases. And we need to, as people, we can't allow them. Trump, I don't know if he's gone fucking completely sick psycho. We're going to do the vaccine. Fuck you. A digital fucking vaccine? I know it's got nano. I know it's for the biomatrix. I know you want everyone's DNA. I'm a TI. You're going to do to them and then worse. And they want all of this experimentation because they want it for themselves so that they can live forever. And we're not talking humans. We're talking alien, whatever this is, borderline, satanic, demonic, interdimensional, because it's a portal. That's why I say God's fourth dimension and fifth dimension, God's white light. I put it in that realm constantly. God's put it into God's white light into their portals. I put him out there. I go into theirs and put God's white light in there. Okay. But I was talking to the Armenians. He goes, I know this isn't real. This isn't right. And I go, yeah. I was telling him about Bill Gates. I go, Bill Gates is not a medical professional. He's not a scientist. And he's not an elected politician. He's a eugenicist. And not only that, his family's got connections that date back to Nazis, just like the Bush family. I go, this is a continuation of World War I and II. The Armenians are intimately aware of this because they went through genocide during World War I. So lights and bells and whistles go off in their head. You know, they're like, yeah. I'm like, but they have scientists. And I'm like, I'm going to be doing my flyer. I'm going to hand it out to them. I know they're SOBs. I know you have your country over there in Armenia and Europe and Sweden is a bully. But people are not aware of what Sweden is like. Nazism never went away. But I have the Juris doctors. There's other people that are actors that care about health. So I want to get people that got money and get the equipment and start testing. Because when we do that, not only that, the coronavirus, because I can't even believe this one woman, I taught 20 years and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, are you like for real? You're a TI and you really think you can trust any of these governments? And then I asked her, I said, do you think God would put his faith and trust in them? I wanted to kind of turn it around and say, like, excuse me, but use your science, supposedly. Use your brain, your noggin, or are you just meant to be a mis or disinformation person? So, and interestingly enough, I can't find her. So I have no idea sometimes if these are trolls, what's going on. But I want to get back to the people that I've been in contact with before that are organics, very, very passionate about it, and then passionate about growing farms and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure they're very, very smart and intelligent and savvy that they will have equipment because we need to put it back. The equipment is like arms. You know what the hell is going on? Because this other thing they're going, it went from a bat and da-da-da, but you can't do that with virus cells. It cannot skip from one species to another. It has to be mutated. It has to be laboratory manipulated. These people are ignorant. And at the same time, Trump is playing it. But I'm kind of like going, Trump has been through every single false flag, and he has the nerve to act like a freaking jerk. He's made sure all these people, the rich get super rich. They're laughing, kicking back their legs, the feet up on the table. They have their underground bunkers. They've had this stuff ready and set and waiting for decades. And then also, I know that they have some, that they already have the antidote to not only this, but to the Morgellons. That's what this is all about. Only some are going to be allowed. I've had government perps follow me when I've gone out, like to places that are very far, farms, and they would be on motorcycles, and they'd be just kind of looking at me. I've literally had them following me in cars, and they would look straight at me because they wanted me to know. But, some places when you don't have cell phone service, I find it to be too dangerous for me. I don't want it. And I'm not sure. I would, if I had $1.5 million, yes, I would have myself an underground silo bunker. Yeah. I would like to have the food. I would like to have a biosphere, the whole thing. I'd love to have some scientists, and I would love to have the equipment, test anything and everything. And I'd feel much, much, much more safer. I mean, at least to start. I mean, I do also know CERN is making the antimatter, and I guess they talk about dark matter, but the antimatter, something the size of a grain of sand of antimatter is worth 4 Hiroshima bombs, atomic bombs. Those are the real weapons, and those are the weapons they use in space. They use that, and then they also use the God particle. Because my perps, like I said, because I have more than one country, and they're not here, all earthlings. This is the virtual reality. I'm lucky I got to come here, but I had to pay $40 for one person for like 8 hours. It's still not too bad, but when you don't really have an income. But they were talking about how they can destroy planets. Okay. And the God particle supposedly can destroy universes. They're competing with God, which is quite literal. And I think that's where the problem is when you interdimensionally, you're not supposed to come in. You're not supposed to do the particle collider and bust holes into other dimensions. It's like an umbilical sac. It's to protect. Not just one way, both ways. And what it is, it's highly karmic. And they're ignorant beyond compare. They think it's God, God, God. I'm like, you know what? You keep messing with Mother Nature and just, don't get shocked and surprised when it comes back and beats the holy crap out of you. Okay? I got the universe of the... Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. You hate humans, yet you fucking, excuse my French, covet them. You want to be everything like them, have the foods, and we're going to be the space alien Hunger Games, because that's really what it's about. We're going to be the top 10%. And there's been a whole lot of experimentation on the other side going on. That was the Cold War. That was the real stuff. This is the places where the Hillary Clintons and all of them get to go and visit. Okay? That's all the MK Ultra military industrial complex crap and garbage and secret space programs are at. My opinion is annihilation begets annihilation. You live by the sword, you died by the sword. But then some of these are not too intelligent. Not only that, AI, that's not going to care about karma. At least it thinks. But if you are a sentient, meaning you're combining any kind of human, to me, AI is a lot like Morgellons, just on a different size. You still have karmic. You have to. There are consequences. You think you can go, and you're this and that and da-da-da-da. No. Okay? Even planets have a consciousness. So, maybe even the air in space, it's all alive. Dimensionally, interdimensionally, infinitely. And not only that, if they're the gods they like to be or claim to be, or even if they manage to make themselves in their little balloon, kind of little universe pocket, they're not God. God doesn't have to do this. God wouldn't go in this direction at all. God thinks, God does and creates. We all know that. Love you. God bless. Take care. I'm pretty sure you're dealing with a lot of the older people because this is real and it can affect them. This is not. We did get sick, and I had to go to the ER to get antibiotics. So I wonder sometimes if it's even viral. I'm like, because I started getting better. But it stuck. And then I did not want to get it again. Being around someone. And that was my friend. She kept, it's bronchial. No, I don't catch your bronchitis. Okay? And Some of these millennials, I don't know what the heck's going on. I don't know, some serious emotional, psychological brainwashing, or they want to be. That's kind of what it looks like. Anyway, I'm going to upload this into YouTube and so that you can take a look at this. Take care. God bless. You're going to need the equipment to be just to protect your family. Okay, and I was talking about the FTIRs, anyway, for the chemicals and biological, you need to have equipment that's dedicated to biological and one dedicated to chemicals. Because the two do not twine, which I'm pretty sure you know about. Anyway, take care. God bless. I'll talk to you later. Bye.